Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. Read that for me, please.
And Adam knew Eve, his wife.
Read on.
And she conceived.
Read on.
And bare Cain.
Read on.
And said,
Read on.
I've got a man from the Lord.
Okay, Cain is the wicked one. Do everybody understand that? Okay, the devil was going to take over Cain, and it's taking over Cain. So the devil is completely adverse to God. He's the adversary to God. Everything God don't want, that's what the devil is going to do. Do everybody understand that? Read that one more time.
Verse 1.
Come on.
And Adam knew his wife. And Adam knew Eve, his wife.
Come on.
And she conceived and bare Cain and said,
Come on.
I've gotten a man from the Lord.
Read on.
And she again bare his brother Abel.
Okay, Abel is the righteous one. Read on.
And Abel was a keeper of sheep.
Read it again.
And Abel was a keeper of sheep.
Read on.
But Cain,
Read it again. Read on.
was a tiller of the ground.
Yeah, he was like farming the crops. Do everybody understand that? And Abel was a shepherd. He kept the flocks. He kept the sheep and the cattle. Read on.
Verse 3.
Come on.
And in process of time, it came to pass.
Come on.
That Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering.
A what?
An offering.
A what?
An offering.
Read on.
Unto the Lord.
Now let's go back and look at Leviticus chapter 1, just so we can get a clear idea. Let's go back to Leviticus chapter 1. Hold that where you at in Genesis chapter 4. Cain brought of the fruit of a ground as an offering unto the Lord. What is pleasing to God? What did God make known that he want as an offering to him? This is where Leviticus chapter 1 comes in at, okay? And like I said, even though this is being given to Israel during this time through Moses, Adam let his sons know the proper laws that God said is supposed to be followed. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 1 and let's read verse 1 again. Leviticus chapter 1 and 1. Read that for me, please.
And the Lord called unto Moses.
Read on.
And spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read on.
Saying,
Read on.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Read on.
And say unto them,
Read on.
If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord.
Read that one more time.
If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord.
Read it again.
If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord.
Read on.
Ye shall bring.
Read it again.
Ye shall bring.
Read one more time.
Ye shall bring.
Read it again.
Ye shall bring.
Read one more time.
Ye shall bring.
Read it again.
Ye shall bring.
Read on.
All offerings
Come on.
of the cattle,
Read on.
even of the herd,
Read on.
and of the flock.
So did God already clearly detail what to bring as an offering unto him? I want to hear everybody. Did God say what he want as an offering unto him? I want to hear everybody. Did God say what he want as an offering unto him? What does he want? What does he want? Let's go back to Genesis chapter 4. In Genesis chapter 4, and we're going to start at the third verse again. Genesis chapter 4, verse 3, so we get understanding of what was going on with Cain and Abel. Genesis chapter 4, verse 3. Read it.
And in process of time,
Read on.
it came to pass.
Come on.
That Cain brought of the fruit of the ground.
The what?
The fruit of the ground.
Read on.
An offering unto the Lord.
Everybody see that? Huh? Read on.
And Abel.
Read again.
And Abel.
Read on.
He also brought of the firstlings of his flock.
Read on.
And of the fat thereof.
Read on.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel.
Read it again.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel.
Read on.
And to his offering.
Now, why did the Lord respect Abel in his offering? Because Abel was following the commandment. Right? He was giving God what God said he wants. Is that clear to everybody? Read that one more time. Tell them what verse you in.
Verse 4.
Read it again.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof.
Read on.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Read on.
But unto Cain,
Read on.
and unto his offering,
Into what?
his offering,
Into what?
his offering,
Read on.
he had not respect.
Do everybody understand that? Everybody see that? Why he had no respect for Cain and his offering? Because it was not according to the commandment. Do everybody understand? Which tells us what? You can't just give God what you want to give God. You got to give God what the Lord is telling you to give him. You got to follow his commandments. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Read on.
And Cain was very wroth.
And read it one more time.
And Cain was very wroth.
Read on.
And his countenance fell.
And his countenance fell. He was very angry that the Lord said, what are you doing, Cain? You coming to God with a sin. The scriptures also tell you that the sacrifices of the wicked is an abomination to God. Everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Let's go from there. Give me 1 Peter's. 1 Peter's chapter 1. So this is important for us to know because the things that's written aforetime was written for our learning. It's important to us to know that we got to come before God with the right sacrifices, the right offerings, in order to get respect from God, in order to be accepted by God. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that? All right, let's go from there to 1 Peter's. The book of 1 Peter's. We're going to start at chapter 1, verse 17. 1 Peter's chapter 1, verse 17. Read it.
And if you call on the Father.
Read it one more time.
And if you call on the Father.
Read on.
Who without respect of person.
Read on.
Judges according to every man's work.
Read again.
Judges according to every man's work.
Read on.
Past the time of your sojourning here in fear.
Yeah, what is God going to be looking at? He's going to be, when you call upon the Lord, he's going to be looking to see whether you keeping his commandments or not, without respect of persons. He's going to judge according to what? Your works. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Or are you doing what you want to do? Let's go from there and let's get the book of Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3. When you find out the instructions from God, you follow them. The Lord said, be not angry or let not the sun go down upon your wrath. You follow that. Whatever God tells you, when you're doing the opposite, you ain't going to get no respect from God. Colossians chapter 3, we're going to start at the 23rd verse. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. Read that.
And whatsoever you do,
read on.
Do it heartily.
Yeah, you do it with your whole heart. Okay, that's how you're supposed to serve the Lord, with your whole heart. Everybody understand that? That's the first commandment. Read it one more time.
And whatsoever you do,
read on.
Do it heartily.
Do it what?
Heartily.
Read on.
As to the Lord.
Read on.
And not unto men.
Read on.
Knowing that of the Lord you shall receive the reward of the inheritance.
Read on.
For ye serve the Lord Christ.
You serve the Lord Christ. Read on.
But he that doeth wrong.
Yeah, but if you ain't going to serve God, if you ain't going to keep his commandments, if you're not going to do what is your duty to do, what you was born to do, which is keep God's commandments, and you decide to do wrong, if you're not going to do what God wants, but you're going to do what you want, then you're doing wrong. And he that doeth wrong, read on,
shall receive
read on,
for the wrong which ye have done.
Read on.
And there is no respect of person.
Let's go now to Hebrews chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11. Don't do wrong. Follow the instructions that the Lord has left for us to follow. That's the whole Bible. Do everybody understand that? Let's go to Hebrews 11 and verse 4. Hebrews 11 and verse 4. Read that.
By faith,
read on.
Abel offered
read on.
Unto God
come on.
A more excellent sacrifice
read on.
Than Cain.
Yeah, because Abel's sacrifice was a righteous one according to the Lord of God, and Cain's sacrifice was what? A wicked one, because it's what he wanted to offer, rather than what God said needs to be offered, or what he wanted to be offered. Read on.
By which he obtained witness.
Read on.
That he was righteous.
Read it again.
By which he obtained witness.
Read on.
That he was righteous.
What was Abel?
Righteous.
What was Abel?
Righteous.
Okay, Abel was righteous because he followed the laws of God. Read on.
God testifying of his gifts.
Read on.
And by it,
read on.
He being dead yet speaking.
Okay, let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 now. So you're righteous when you keep the law of God, when you follow the instructions, when you do what God has commanded you to do, you're righteous, okay? All these scriptures that's in the Bible, even though the law of the sacrifice of animals is no longer in effect, the principle behind the law still is. Say praise.